Once the fifth sun had been raised, the gods, worried about Tlaltecuhtli's apocalyptic threat, met in a council to find a solution. The destiny of the world dangled in the scales, as the creation of the earth and the establishment of cosmic order were hopeless if the monstrous creature kept devouring everything it came across. The feathered serpent Quetzalcoatl and the god of the night Tezcatlipoca were the most powerful deities, and the best suited to face the threat. In a brave act of sacrifice, they decided to band together to defeat the monstrous creature and establish a world where life could flourish. Quetzalcoatl and Tezcatlipoca's choice to face Tlaltecuhtli was not taken lightly. They knew that the battle would be perilous and that their own lives would be at risk, but humanity and the future of the cosmos relied on their courage. Changing Quetzalcoatl and Tezcatlipoca into giant serpents was a magical and impressive process. Their bodies stretched and contorted, their skins covered in shiny scales. Quetzalcoatl's serpent was as bright green as emerald, symbolizing life and renewal, while Tezcatlipoca's serpent was as black as night, standing for darkness and power. Standing together, they became an unstoppable force, primed to confront the monstrous Tlaltecuhtli and create a new world out of chaos. The battle against Tlaltecuhtli was a titanic clash that echoed throughout the cosmos. With their huge, scaly bodies, the two divine serpents charged at the primordial goddess. With her many gaping mouths bristling with razor-sharp obsidian teeth, the goddess roared and struggled, attempting in vain to free herself from the serpent's deadly embrace. Its gigantic limbs, each with claws that could tear through mountains, struck the air and water, spreading gigantic waves that could engulf the whole world. The sky turned into a turmoil of black clouds, lightning and thunder, reflecting the fury of the battle raging below. The serpent, its feathers gleaming like emeralds, wrapped itself around Tlaltecuhtli's torso, squeezing her body with supernatural strength. The night black serpent clawed at the goddess's limbs, its teeth sinking into the monstrous flesh and tearing chunks out of her breastplate. Tlaltecuhtli's blood spurted out like a river, reddening the ocean waters. The battle raged for eons, a gruesome dance of destruction and creation. Finally, depleted and wounded, Tlaltecuhtli collapsed to the combined strength of the snake gods. With a final agonized roar, her gigantic body broke into pieces, scattering across the cosmos. A new world emerged from the remains of Tlaltecuhtli, keenly aware of the need to populate the earth with beings who could care for it and honor the gods. Quetzalcoatl decided to descend into Mictlan, the Aztec underworld, to find the bones of previous humanity. The realm of the dead Mictlan was a dark and perilous place, ruled by Mictlantecuhtli and Mictecuhtli, ruthless gods who protected their domains with zeal. The journey would be hard and riddled with challenges, but Quetzalcoatl was determined to accomplish his mission, even if it meant facing the dangers of the underworld. As Quetzalcoatl descended into Mictlan, the journey was an epic odyssey, fraught with obstacles and trials. He crossed blood rivers infested with demonic creatures. He had to travel through bone deserts, where the wind howled like lost souls, and climb steep mountains, whose peaks were lost deep in the misty eternity. The Lords of Death attempted to stop him in every way, laying traps and challenges in his path, including dead-end labyrinths, bottomless chasms, and ferocious beasts guarding secret passages. However, Quetzalcoatl, with his wit and wisdom, managed to overcome all obstacles. He fooled the demons with his words, soothed the beasts with his music, and found his way through the labyrinths with the help of his insight and knowledge. Upon arriving at the palace of Mictlantecuhtli, the god of death, Quetzalcoatl requested the bones of former humanity, saying that they were essential to bring life back into the world. Unsure of Quetzalcoatl's intentions, Mictlantecuhtli laid down a seemingly impossible condition. The god of life had to blow a conch shell without holes and generate a melodious sound. With his resourcefulness, Quetzalcoatl gathered worms to pierce the shell and bees to produce the sound, deceiving the god of death and obtaining the precious bones. Quetzalcoatl gathered the bone fragments and returned to the surface, carrying with him the hope of a new beginning. He grinded the bones into powder with the help of other gods, mix them with his own divine blood and sacred maize, the food that nourishes life. He shaped the figures of the first men and women, giving them life with his sacred breath. The new humanity was thus born, the fruit of the union between the divine and the earthly, life and death. Maize, a symbol of the fertility and abundance of the earth, together with ancestral bones representing the continuity of life, joined Quetzalcoatl's divine blood to create beings gifted with intelligence, creativity, and the ability to love. The previously empty and silent earth was flooded with life and joy, and humanity began its journey in this new world, eager to face the challenges and celebrate the marvels of existence. The establishment of the earth, nonetheless, did not mean the end of Tlaltecuhtli's influence. Her thirst for human flesh, while momentarily assuaged by the sacrifice of the gods, remained a latent force in nature. The earth trembled with her hungry sighs, and her sorrowful groans manifested themselves in volcanic eruptions and earthquakes. To placate the hungry goddess, humans offered blood sacrifices, an eternal pact between humankind and the earth, guaranteeing the fertility and prosperity of the world. The Aztecs believed that the sun had to be constantly fed with blood and human sacrifices to keep it moving and prevent the destruction of the world. This led to the practice of large-scale human sacrifices, which became a central part of Aztec religion and culture. The creation of the fifth sun and the establishment of the daily cycle heralded the beginning of the current era in which we live, the Nahui Olan, the Age of Movement. Continuous sacrifices were needed to maintain the movement of the sun and guarantee cosmic order. As far as the Aztecs were concerned, human sacrifice was seen as an act of devotion and gratitude to the gods, needed to uphold the balance of the universe and guarantee the survival of humanity. Driven by his compassion and wisdom, Quetzalcoatl decided to give humanity a food that not only sustained them, but also brought them joy and strength. This was maize, the sacred sustenance offered by the gods as a gift to humanity. Lagui, the plant that originated the pulque drink, was another gift from the gods. The sacred beverage cheered the spirit and connected them with the spirit world. The Aztecs knew that the fifth sun destruction was inevitable. This belief was deeply rooted in their worldview, in which they perceived time as a succession of eras, each destined to end in catastrophe. But they did not passively accept this fate. On the contrary, the Aztecs believed that they could postpone the end of the world through sacrifices and rituals. The offering of human blood, particularly that of warriors captured in battle, was regarded as a means of nourishing and strengthening the sun, ensuring its daily journey through the sky. They believed that, once the fifth sun was destroyed, a new cosmic cycle would begin, with the emergence of a new sun and era. The exact nature of this new age and how it would manifest itself remain a mystery, as the Aztec myths provided no details about what would come after the fifth sun. This belief in the inevitable end of the world and the rebirth of a new cycle reflects the Aztecs' profound connection with the cyclical nature of time and their understanding of the impermanence of existence. To them, life was a continuous cycle of creation and destruction, with the end of one cycle being merely the precursor for another to begin.